good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all. And we're live.
Yeah. What's good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all.
It's beef in these streets.
Yeah. And it's better than Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
Man, it's big beef.
It is bigger than Big Sean and Drake.
It's bigger than the what? Super Bowl.
It's bigger than Rayvon and Joey Badass.
Oh, man. It's bigger than Jay and Nas was.
Yeah. It's Trump and Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm. Man, the bros ain't bros no more.
It's fine. And we're going to talk about that bromance and how it's devolved into chaos. I figured this was gonna happen as soon as he was elected, and now here we are. Hundreds of days past his inauguration, and now the walls are starting to crumble, and I'm absolutely loving it.
When I first knew it was like going downhill, I think it was the interview where Musk had his son. Mm-hmm. Like, at that point, I was like, oh, no.
And his son was like, don't you hate this guy?
Yo,
Basically.
Yeah, a lot of them do. I wonder if this is like just a start to the feud. Mm-hmm. Like, because I feel like Trump is Drake in this situation. It's about to be a 20v1. I wonder if Bezos, has some issues, and all his other friends who have done a little flippy floppy-ish. It's very, very, very interesting at the onset. Thus far.
So for people that don't know the backstory, Trump and Elon Musk are fighting over the big, beautiful bill, which is very dumb branding. And I'm kind of sad that I even said it, because ultimately, it's not something that is big, it's not something that is worth touting about. It's hurtful to Americans, most Americans. And so I won't get into the details there, but I will break into this beef that has revolved around it. And so what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the timeline of social media posts and just kind of make fun of it, really, because
this is insane.
There's nothing here that is matter. So here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
I will be, what character do you want to play?
I'm definitely doing Elon.
Okay, all right, fine.
I can't do huge. I can't do it.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna do his voice, by the way.
I can't.
Okay, so you be Musk.
All right.
And regrettably, I'll be Trump.
Yeah, man.
And we will talk about why this big beautiful bill is causing such a rift between these two bros.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. The massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it.
I was going to stop you from doing that voice. But okay. I'll live with that.
This is definitely his inner monologue.
Well, he's obviously calling out something that, in my opinion, Musk, you put him here. Mm-hmm. You helped put him here. So why are you upset at this point is my concern. And so it's just funny how you're the cause of your own downfall in this situation.
Yeah, man, you created the monster, that
this
you're
is
around.
Frankenstein, 100%.
1,000%. This is like And this is not even a situation of intelligence where it should be a the devil you know type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
But this is more like you inflated something so much that it believed itself to be real, and now it is.
Right.
Like it's Pinocchio. You were Geppetto, Elon.
Wait, what? Anyway, so keep going.
Responding to a quote from Trump that Musk knew the inner workings of the bill. False. This bill was never shown to me. Not even.
Wait, you can't use the voice when you're talking about. This is what AP is saying. They're talking about that Elon is responding to the quote from Trump.
Responding to a quote from Trump that Musk knew the inner workings of the bill. False. This bill was never shown to me even once and was passed in the dead of the night so fast that almost no one in Congress could even read it. Now, here's my favorite tweet. Because this is telling, because I get what he's doing, is bringing attention to something we already suspect anyway. But here we go. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude.
This just looks like controversy and a little bit of,
Yes. Because I feel so empty without me.
Because they wouldn't won the election without me.
This is pure comedy. Like, there's no other place where I feel like this would be a thing. And here we are where it's like they are just pow, 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 back and forth. So get to Trump's first, he dropped 3 diss tracks back to back.
Yeah, he did a Kendrick where he just laid in on him. So Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate and that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted. And he knew that for months. I was going to do. And he just went crazy. The easiest way to save money on our budget, billions and billions, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was already surprised that Biden didn't do it. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what's funny? It's like when they are actually like, because that's like a politically nice thing to say, right? But if he had have done removed the subsidiaries and everything he had, you would have just used it as a platform to reopen them when you got in office.
Say that a different way.
So
if Biden would have,
if Biden would have took away his subsidiaries and the contracts, right? Subsidies. My bad. The subsidies and contracts. He was impressed that he didn't do it. But if he had have done it, you would have just reinstated all of them when he got in office.
Well, Biden didn't do it because Biden was pro environment.
Yeah.
Right? Signed the climate deal with the rest of the world. Mm-hmm. Biden was interested in electric vehicles. So was the Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg.
And it makes sense, but it's like he would not have cut that hand off. And again, much like with a lot of the bills that have kind of happened recently, even the all the things that were signed off on the first date, you're a master of creating a problem that you then solve and then be like, look.
Yeah.
So, I'm not giving you more opportunities to do that.
He's the plumber. He goes in and like, oh, man, your sink is absolutely flooded. There's water everywhere. But he's the one with the wrench and the stains all over his overalls. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll fix this for you for $99.99, right? Like,
man, okay, okay.
So Trump continues.
Okay, let's do it.
I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills, ever presented in Congress. It's a record cut to expenses, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever given to rich people. If this bill doesn't pass, there will be a $60 8% tax increase, and things will go far worse than that. I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This puts our country on a path of greatness. Make America great again. You like my acting?
I do, bro. This is how this sounds. Like, this is literally just, oh my God. It's so back to back to me because all I hear is, Twitter fingers. That's all I hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so let's do these last two tweets.
Mm-hmm.
In light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, at SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. The Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. I think they already have.
This is pre-production talk, but like that's what I just said, right? Like this bill is going to lead to, if it's passed in the Senate, it's already been passed through the House of Representatives. If the Senate passes it, I think it's going to trigger a recession, and it's just going to make poor people unable to spend more money. They're going to tighten their belts a lot more.
Yeah,
and be able to afford a lot less, which will hurt the market significantly. Mm-hmm. Most of the market is propped up by consumers and not people that are wealthy. Wealthy people hoard their money. Poor people spend it.
Sponsors and brand deals from other people who are just trying to use them for marketing. So it's not even like there's not a huge expense account to the rich at that level, right? This is funny, and because it's basically the first time I feel like politics has been like easily to see entertainment.
Yeah, so this is, this has real impact. So I want to be transparent about that. Oh, yeah. But the fact that these two individuals are going at it is absolutely hilarious and should be made fun of in this context. Before we kind of move on to any other thoughts, what do you think the ramifications of this are going to be? Like, what positive benefits are we going to see from this feud?
I think that positively, this is one of those situations where I feel like people have to start taking like accountability or being able to kind of see themselves, and I think that's a positive thing.
Who's seeing themselves? Who's taking that accountability?
The people who have voted for Trump.
Oh,
I think there's a small level of, okay, like I vote Republican every year, but this is not what I was expecting. Like, there's got to be that kind of moment, right?
Well, that's the weird part, is that, like, as I hear some of these conversations about, MAGA supporters and those types of things, especially men that came out and voted for Trump, a lot of these folks either voted for Obama or have never voted at all, or just have been disillusioned with the process, right? They're totally disconnected. They couldn't tell you what bills Biden passed or didn't pass. They couldn't tell you why the border is in quote unquote crisis. They couldn't. They just know what people tell them versus actually finding out more information. So in my opinion, it will impact them. Some people will change their minds, but ultimately, I don't think those people are going to change very much because they're not interested in politics in a way that would spur on the necessary change for them to change their mind. They're not interested in facts. They're going off vibes.
I also do think positively the attention for all of us on this does show like more interest, I think, in politics and what's like actually going on, because I feel like there are more people who have to be searching this and like are learning things that they may have never learned before. And there are people who are dying that have never died before.
What?
Sorry, I had a random Trump quote moment.
Dying that never died before. What?
You never heard that?
I don't know what you mean.
Nothing. It was something Trump said during COVID.
Okay.
That died at the wheel.
If you know what's being talked about, please put that in the comment section.
But basically, I think having more eyes on the different situations of politics, however you have to get people's eyes on like what's actually going on so we're more aware. No matter how it comes at this point, I'm kind of for it.
Here's how I think it's going to be a positive.
Let's go.
Elon Musk is a chameleon.
Mm-hmm.
And Elon Musk is a transactional human being. Mm-hmm. If he's going to get any benefit from the thing, that is where he's going to lean.
Yeah.
So if you really think about it, Elon Musk is right now leaning into Trump because he saw that as an opportunity. He saw that as an opportunity to do Elon Musk-esque things in government in a way that would allow him in. He also has seen how that has damaged his reputation, hurt his business, and caused massive chaos when it comes to his social profile and network. And he also has seen that it's not going to benefit him anymore.
Yeah.
And so what I think is going to happen is he's going to start benefiting progressives.
I can see that too.
He's going to start financially backing individuals to combat the GOP. And as much as I hate money in politics, as long as money is in politics, we need as much help as we possibly can to win these elections.
There was a random tweet in the middle of this. Let me find it. It was by one of Musk's exes or whatever. It was, yeah, there we go. Ashley St. Clair was like, "Hey, let me know if you need any breakup advice, Donald Trump." And the fact that like Kanye popped up, like there's such an intense insanity of this beef, which is why I do honestly think it's bigger than the Drake and Kendrick stuff, like no cap, because there are actual ramifications for this beefing, right?
Yeah.
Huge changes, like you said, the swing of political favor, approval ratings, all of these things that go into politics or whatever, right? And this is, I feel like I'm watching The Apprentice.
I feel like I'm watching WWE.
That is a better analogy. I actually like that.
Mm-hmm.
This does feel like wrestling. And it's just sad that what they're wrestling for is
people's
lives and our financial stabilities and,
right,
and everything else. But
and the debt in the country and the country's well-being for the foreseeable future, right? We're going to have to dig our ways out of what's happening, the damage that's being done. Yeah. And we were already dug in a hole starting in 2016.
I just now figured out what the problem was.
What's the problem?
The problem is Facebook stopped being for college kids. And as soon as social media took over, we now have old people on social media tweeting.
I don't get I don't get your joke here.
Well, the joke is more so like this would never be a conversation that we would ever be privy to if they weren't doing interviews. Like just going on your phone and like the fact that the president is tweeting in a back and forth between one of his former advisors, friends, whatever we want to call it, is just one of the bad conduits of social media for older people to me. Because it's like...
So like, take your phone from grandpa.
Take your phone from grandpa. Okay. Like, because, and I blame Facebook because if they never went, like, public to everybody, I don't think all of these social media platforms would have felt the need to do so.
I think somebody would have won. somebody would have won the social media wars, right? Twitter,
Yeah.
Twitter had already existed, and
Yeah.
you know,
Do you think, as a funny take for this, do you think that the people that sold Twitter to Elon are like, oh my God? Or it's just like,
well, I mean, Jack Dorsey, I don't know if it's so much as like he sold it as like Elon just kind of hijacked it. You know what I mean? And Jack is not the sole individual to make that decision, right? Twitter had a board. It's a publicly traded company at the time. Like there are more people that the stockholders had to make that decision.
but do they regret the decision, though, do you think?
I don't know.
'Cause,
Well,
you know,
sorry, financially, probably, but not socially necessarily.
okay. Because I feel like this would be like the prime peak of getting money for that platform and the platforms, because there's so much there. This feels like,
No, like people have literally like tons of companies left X as soon as he took over.
word.
Yeah,
I forgot about it.
I mean, and then you have that's why Blue Sky is so valuable now,
Okay.
right? Elon Musk basically turned X into Truth Social.
Good point. Yeah, so what do we think that there's more diss tracks coming between the two?
Yeah, they're not done with this, and as soon as I think Elon is already scheming in the background to make sure that the Senate doesn't pass this bill.
How ugly, like, because there's been some ugly stuff going on in this. Do you think it gets uglier than that?
Like violent?
No. Uglier in terms of like the information and things that they're saying about each other. Because like I said, they have unloaded the clip.
I don't think it gets any uglier than Elon like paying somebody to drop the Epstein files.
Okay. Let's say that nuke is dropped. Because that is a nuke.
Yeah.
And what do you think that
It's only a
would
nuke
change?
if you have something in it, though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Otherwise, it's a firecracker, right? It's a
Well-
bottle rocket.
wouldn't it be a nuke? Because I'm pretty sure there are like very sizable names in that, or at least that's my
I
assumption,
mean,
right?
that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Is that we don't know.
But someone knows,
Somebody knows.
and do they like? I'm kind of wondering. I guess like this is the
But
most intriguing bit of this.
also,
right?
if somebody knows, why isn't anybody being prosecuted?
That's what I'm asking. Like I'm wondering if there's actually something there, if there's actually something substantial, because I don't think there's a reason to protect certain people. I mean, I get the financial ramifications of certain names being wherever, but
I could care less if it's children involved.
yeah, like we don't care.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. I want it to be like out there in that regard, but I'm saying people don't, well, given the fact that we won't change gun laws and everything, people don't really care about kids on any level, because if you don't
Say that again, please.
you don't care about kids. So it's one of those things where I'm wondering if that's really the bomb he thinks it is. Because clearly, like we said, somebody knows the information hasn't been dropped. And we're in this weird space where it's brought up again and people just keep bringing stuff up and this person and that person or whatever, right? And it's starting to kind of feel like a red herring. Like I don't know how much was actually there, even with the actual reality of, you know, what's going on there, or
Yeah.
what's going on with it.
So I'm not a conspiracy theorist. So I think I'm only leaning towards when I have the evidence to make a critical to critically think through the take that I want to have.
Yeah.
And so in my opinion, I just believe that if it's such damning evidence, release it.
I don't see us getting it though. I don't see it ever being released. I feel like it seems very circumstantial because I don't think people, especially billionaires, have had a problem cannibalizing one another if it would be to your advantage. And there are a lot of people to where if it would be to your advantage to release that information, because then you could buy different companies, you could outbuy
I wouldn't even
stock
said
prices, all that stuff, right?
I wouldn't even said it.
I wouldn't have either.
I would have just took $1 billion and dropped it.
That would have,
you know what I mean?
That would have been the diss track I would have done.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
That's the what is it, the something in L.A. What's the Kendrick 616 in L.A.
Yeah. That is it. 616 in L.A. Yeah, that would be that. Or that
Meet the Grams.
Meet the Epsteins. Oh,
all right,
man.
let's get it.
But anyway, so what do you guys think about this beef? Do you even care? Was it entertaining to you? Like, in these political waters, we ain't trying to get all that deep. I just thought this little back and forth was actually interesting, and I don't actively care, but maybe you do. So let us know down in the comments. We'll see you guys in the next piece. Oh, like, comment, and subscribe and all that stuff. But we'll see you in the next piece. A 1 and a 2 and peace.